Hello friends. Kim Tae-chung was born on June 5, 1957 in Korea. He owned Taekwondo and starred in films, and later went into business. Our viewer is known primarily as the ghost of Bruce Lee in the martial arts film Don't Back Down and Don't Give Up. Although in reality this man practiced Taekwondo, he managed to accurately convey Bruce's style. Tae himself was no stranger to being a legend. He's a great dubbing specialist for the real Bruce. In Game of Death Kim was already replacing the late Bruce, and the directors and the audience liked so much that such roles became his constant. Kim also got the role of a character named Bobby in the second part of Game of Death. His final fight with Hwang Jong-lee is considered to be one of the best fights in the history of Hong Kong cinema. After that, he returned to Korea, and in 1982 he played Master Bruce in Death Fist and later starred in Miss Patience. In 1986, Tae was invited to play the ghost of Bruce Lee. It was a martial arts movie Don't Back Down and Don't Give Up. He played Bruce while teaching Kurt McKinney. For him, it was his American debut and final film. After filming Don't Give Up and Don't Give Up, Kim returned to Korea and became a businessman. On August 27, he went to bed with abdominal pain and was taken to the hospital, where he soon died. The cause of death was internal stomach bleeding. This is undoubtedly a huge loss for martial arts cinema. We offer our condolences to his fans and close. Hello friends. Bruce Lee is one of the best Bruce Lee lookalikes. His birth name is Ho Chung-tao. He was born in Taiwan on June 5, 1950. He studied various martial arts in high school. After school, he entered the Institute of Physical Education, where during the years of study he was engaged in gymnastics and acting. The brilliant physical form allowed him to break into the cinema. At first he works in films as a stuntman and extras actor. First appears in a movie in Taiwanese kung fu action films. But the roles were small and in the films he can simply not be noticed. He got a bigger role in the film Duel in the Lair of the Tigers. Here he played the villainous boss of the Japanese, with whom the main character fought at the end. After the death of the real Bruce in 1973, fame comes to the actor, and he signs a contract with Atlas Films, and in 1974 Bruce Lee's film The Story of the Dragon is released. This film is the first in the era after the death of Bruce. As Ho said, at first the film was supposed to be the only one, but the producers had their own opinion on this matter. 2 more films were later released. This is the new Game of Death and Bruce Lee vs. Superman. At the same time, Ho changed their name to Bruce Lee. This is where the fashion for pseudonyms with various exploitation of Bruce's name begins. A little later, Ho stated that he was extremely unhappy with this. He considered it absurd and understood that he could not compete with the real Bruce. The Hong Kong film studio Golden Harvest offered the actor to play out the unfinished moments for Bruce in Game of Death, which was completely finished only after the death of the actor. Ho Chung-tao refused because he believed that he could not compare with the late Bruce. However, the producers didn't really care. They continued to pass off Lee as Bruce's official successor. Of Bruce Lee's films, only in units he did not portray Bruce. It should be noted that some films were of sufficient quality and were in no way inferior in terms of combat choreography. In the early 80s, such films began to decline and Lee decides to leave the cinema. In his opinion, with such a track record, it would be difficult for him to get out of the image of a Bruce clone and start his career over again. Then he returns to Taiwan and becomes a martial arts instructor, and also opens his own gym. He returned to the cinema only once. It was in